Backstage with Mothership on Solid Rock Radio begins now. Hear the best in new music, artist interviews, stories from the road, and more. You are now backstage, and here's your host, Mothership.
Hey, everybody. Most fans of rock and metal genres will go just about anywhere to a festival, but the Loud and Proud Festival in Betzdorf, Germany is next level, not only for the fans, but also as an opportunity for the bands. Our American bands this year are Petra, Disciple, Cutlass, The Letter Black, Theocracy, Project 86, The Protest, Ashes Remain, Fallstar, Convictions, Chaotic Resemblance, and Honor and Glory. And then there are 4 bands from Europe, 3 from Germany, I Am the Deceiver, Unbagged, and From Shadows to Light. The Slovakian band is Within Silence. Fabian, the director of the festival, and Hardy, the cashier and booker, took a little of their precious planning time to tell you more about this festival. I have Fabian, who's the festival director and on the booking team. I have Hardy, who is currently the cashier, but he also is on the booking team and an integral part of the planning for this festival. Hey, guys.
Hey, Cindy.
Hi.
Busy week for you guys. Are you guys ready?
We're super ready and super stoked to finally bring the festival to the stages again. It's a hard job we're doing right now. I think, we both have normal jobs, and besides, organizing a festival of that size is
A lot of work,
but it's worth every minute. Once it's done, we'll be more than glad that we engaged that much. Yeah.
We're going to let Hardy translate Fabian's answers for you, so hang on if you don't understand German. So Fabian, you work another job as well. Is it difficult for you to do both?
Ja, also die letzten Wochen vor dem Festival ist dann immer sehr, sehr, sehr viel Arbeit und ich muss mich auf der Arbeit immer verstecken, damit ich telefonieren kann, damit mich nicht jeder sieht.
Übersetzung bitte.
Tough, like I said before. I mean, I'm self-employed, but Fabian is an employee. And in the weeks before the festival, sometimes he has to hide to do all the phone calls he has to do. So, but his employer knows what he is doing and he's okay with it. So it works. Somehow it works.
What does CVJM stand for?
Okay. Well, that's simple. It's YMCA. YMCA in German is CVJM. YMCA in Germany differs a lot from what you know of YMCA in the States. YMCA in Germany is more Christ-centered and is more about faith and ministry. And I think, as far as I know, in the States, it's more about sports.
Yes.
And well, in Germany, we work with the youth. There are several communities and churches that let the YMCAs do the work with the children and the youth for the churches. We had a band back in 2019, Ashes Remain. When they heard that we are a YMCA, they said, well, where's your swimming pool and where's the leisure center? Well, I had to explain a lot, and finally they understood, and they were really fond of what we are doing. And they understood that YMCA in Germany works completely different than in the States.
Give us the acronym in German.
Christlicher Verein junger Menschen.
Yeah, that.
Always sounds funny when you say CVJM, since I already think, why doesn't she say YMCA?
We want to be true to the name as you know it in Germany, so people look it up properly.
Okay.
So if we say YMCA and they go look for it on Facebook, it's not going to show up.
No, probably not, no.
What is the festival's purpose?
Was ist unser Zweck, Fabi? Sag du mal.
Junge Menschen oder jung gebliebene Menschen mit moderner Musik zu erreichen.
Yeah, just reach out to young people and those who stayed young in their heart and in their mind with modern music, about worship with rock or metal music, and on the other hand, showing Christ to the people through rock or metal music who probably would never enter a church, but like the music. And that's why we do this, yeah.
Now, how many different countries are usually represented in the ticket sales?
22.
22, okay. 22 different countries are represented within the visitors. And okay, just 3 countries within the artists. We have visitors from Canada, from the United States, from Australia, and I think almost every country in Europe that we have visitors. 4 years ago, there was a couple from South Africa coming to Germany just for Loud and Proud, just to see Demon Hunter. And this year, the Australian couple, I don't know if they are coming just for Petra or for the entire festival, or if they are doing holidays around the festival, I'm not sure. But another couple from the United States, they mailed us, well, accidentally, we are in Germany around the festival. Where exactly is it? And can we come and visit? Well, it's really making us humble and extremely glad that we have such a wide reach out.
So this has a potential to reach a lot of people all over the world for Christ.
Yes, that's why we do it, yeah.
How long has there been a Loud and Proud festival?
Since 2009.
Wow.
So we're working for 13 years in the meantime. And okay, the last 2 years we weren't able to organize the festival, but finally this year again. And back in 2018, when the 10th festival was started, we were able to make a 2 days festival for the first time. For the first 9 years, we just had a 1 day festival. But then we grew and we opened up to 2 days. It was a blast, and the crowd loved it that much that we stayed for 2 days ever since.
The festival is a non-profit. How do you fund your festival?
The area the festival takes place is called Westerwald. So it's the western woods of Germany. Well, you could compare it somehow to the Bible Belt in the States. There are many Christians and companies run by Christians. And Fabi's wife is calling them and asking them for donations or for sponsorship. And she's doing a really great job in fundraising. And on the other hand, we founded the YMCA as a club. And the club members, they pay the annual fee to support the festival. And there are many donations we collect from fans of the music, from people who say, well, outreach to non-Christians or worship through rock and metal is worth donating money to it. During the pandemic, most Christian rock festivals in Europe, well, they ended up, they broke up and they can't do their blessed work anymore. So we're the last, and well, we're grateful that many people want us to carry on, and thus we get donations.
Fabian, how long have you been with the festival?
Irgendwann im Herbst 2008 angefangen.
2008.
Aber mit den Plänen dann für 2009.
Ja, genau. 2009 im Mai, 16. Mai war das erste Festival, 2009.
Okay.
2009?
Yeah, in May 2009. And the plans started in fall 2008. There was an evening especially for the youth by another YMCA in the area. And, well, just 20 or 30 people showed up. And, well, it wasn't what the young people like Fabi or Andre, the one taking care for the bands when they are in Germany. They were 2 guys who really thought, well, that's not what we think should be done for the youth. And so they founded the first festival, and 8 years later, it had become so big that we founded the YMCA.
Marty, how long have you been with the festival?
Oh, I think it's 2015. Fabi and I, we got to know each other via Facebook. And we found out that we love the same music, the same bands, and that we had been to the same festivals. And we're both great football fans, apparently of different clubs. Fabi is Bayern München, Bayern Munich, and I'm Borussia Dortmund. And they met the German Cup final in May 2015. And Fabi said, well, I have an idea. Whoever loses the cup final buys 10 tickets and gives them away to people who wouldn't come to the festival otherwise, who can't afford it or who don't know that there is a festival like that. Dortmund lost. So I bought 10 tickets and gave them away to friends who were first timers at the festival, and everyone came back at least once. So it was a good investment. And 1 year later, Fabi asked me, well, I could see at Facebook you're speaking English pretty well, and we have to write a mail to one of the American bands that are coming. It was deciphered down. And he said, well, could you please send this mail in English since it's too difficult for me? And from that day on, I was into booking team. And in the meantime, I'm one of 5 bookers. 4 of us are taking care for the international bands. And you are our bridge to the United States, since, you are a true blessing for us, since you know so many people in the United States, and because of you, many people in the United States know of Loud and Proud Festival who probably wouldn't know of us otherwise. Yeah.
In 2018, you invited me over, and when I left, I was on the booking team.
Well, that was another tricky idea of Fabian, that concerning football. He said, well, there is this Mothership lady, and she seems to be in the scene pretty much, and she knows the bands that are coming to Loud and Proud. In 2018, we had Demon Hunter, we had Cutlass. These were the 2 headliners back then. It seemed like you know them all, and so we said, well, to take care of the bands and make them feel home at our festival, what about inviting Cindy Mothership to our festival? And from that day on, you are volunteering, and that's really cool. Yeah.
Demon Hunter was good bait.
Yeah.
Like fishing, Fabian.
Yeah, Fabian is I don't know if he likes fishing. Ob du gerne angelst?
Ich bin eher der Menschenfischer.
Yeah.
The Fishers of Bend.
Yes.
Nice tie-in.
Backstage with Mothership returns after this. Check us out on Facebook at I'm with Mothership.
You man the festival with volunteers. Are these all members of the YMCA?
Most are members. Fabian asks many people if they want to become members and if they want to support the Christian rock and metal scene in Germany. There are many following Fabian's call, and but to work with us, you don't have to be a member, but most people working for us want to support our ministry, and thus most become members sooner or later. To get all these workers, helpers together, that's one tough part of Fabi's job especially. He's the one taking care for the people, and to remind people in love what tasks they have taken. And honestly, I would forget every now and then a task. I said, I'm going to do this, and after a week, I get a friendly phone call from Fabi, and he says, well, have you already done it? And I say, I will do it today or tomorrow. Oh, better today, for tomorrow I might have forgotten. So Fabi is a great organizer, keeping the strings together. Of course, with the support of Karina, his wife. The 2 of them, they are simply gorgeous. I can't say it other.
I'm not sure.
Fabian's gift is a blessing or a curse. It's a little
I'm pretty sure it's a blessing. Was wolltest du gerade sagen, Fabian?
Ich wollte sagen, ein Mann, der viel macht, kann das nur machen, wenn er eine Frau hat, die ihn dabei unterstützt. Das ist beim Hardy auch so.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. You can just organize that bunch of work if your wife and in Fabi's case the children are supporting what you are doing. And I'm blessed with an awesome wife as well, who supports me and gives me free space to do this ministry, and she loves what I'm doing, and Karina is not only loving what Fabi's doing, but is supporting him with phone calls and organizing all the food and catering and stuff like that.
Now, I know some people get confused when they see 2 different sets of times. There's a side stage and there's a main stage. So one day they will be scheduled on the main stage, and then the opposite day they will be on side stage. For instance, Petra's schedule.
70 minutes on main stage and 30 minutes on side stage. So you get a Petra package of 100 minutes if you want to see them twice.
To let people know, the side stage is very similar, I would say, to a bus meet and greet, where there's acoustic music, question and answers, a chance for people to get to know the band. So the A bonus that this festival has also a lot of the artists come to the merch tables, and you have a chance to interact and spend time with them. And I love the intimacy of this festival.
Yeah, that's what we love too. And another goal and purpose we have to bring people in touch with the artists, since many artists, what they are doing is a ministry as well, and to serve the people and help people out. I know of several talks that taken place at the merch tables where people suffering with life got comfort by the artists. Many artists have been through tough situations as well, and thus know what they are singing of, as well as know what they have been through. And so they can support people who are suffering and build them up again through Christ, and that's really a blessing as well.
And since you brought that up, is there a story or two that you would like to share about how God moved in maybe somebody's life or even your own during the festival?
One situation I remember was back in 2018, when As We Ascend have been there, and I know there was a young lady who was really struggling hard with her life. And during their set, Jake talked to the crowd. I just forgot the name of the song. It was about the suicide of his father.
Yeah, The Gun Goes.
When the gun goes, yeah, that's it, yeah. And during that song, Jake was doing a 3-minute speech about how it feels for the ones left behind. On the one side, it was heartwarming for me to see that I don't dare to say he overcame that hard situation, but he gave people strength through his own experience. I don't know if that girl really skipped her plan to commit suicide just because of Jake's talk, because of Jake talking to her later at the merch stand. But that was one thing that really touched my heart, and there were several situations like that happened. To me personal, last festival back in 2019, I tore my cruciate ligament on the dance floor 1 year prior to the festival. So during a metal song, I thought I was still 25, but I had been 47 by then, and so my knee didn't want what I wanted to do.
I know
and so
about
I tore my cruciate ligament, and my knee was, especially when I'm a long time on my feet, and that's what you simply are when organizing a festival. And after the day of sound check and picking up the band at the airport and the first day of the festival, it was really painful, I dare say. And Chaotic Resemblance, they had been the third band on the main stage on that day, and apparently I was lucky to finally enter the main stage during their set. When you're the organizer, you don't get to listen to that much music that you would like to, since there are so many tasks you have to do. I entered the hall in front of the main stage when Travis picked up, as a singer of Chaotic Resemblance, Travis picked up the Bible from the drum stand and read something out of the Bible, and he was speaking about it, and in the end, he was praying for the crowd, whoever suffered from, and then he made a list of 4 or 5 illnesses, and one of the 5 was who was suffering from knee pain. And I stood there and said, "Hey, thank you, that's for me, I guess." And, the pain in my knee immediately became less and better. And so, the fortune to be the organizers, you have access to the VIP area, and so after their set, and after the meet and greet on their merch stand, after the set, I went over to Travis and said, "Well, thank you for your prayer for my knee." My knee immediately got better, and he answered, "Well, okay, then let's get this done." And he fell on his knee and
laid hands on your knee?
Laid hand on my knee and started praying. My knee really was free from pain, 6 or 9 months. And so that's my personal story. Healing happened at the festival through Christ. And that was really great to see for me.
Fabian?
Tatsächlich hat man relativ wenig Zeit, irgendwie was zu erleben, aber 2019 war schon im Vorfeld, habe ich erlebt, haben wir ganz, ganz viel Anfechtung gehabt, ganz viel Bands haben abgesagt, War of Ages gab es Probleme, mit Righteous Vendetta haben abgesagt und. Und wir waren im Urlaub und auch am Festival gab es viel, auch untereinander zwischen mir und Hardy und auch Tobi, Streitereien und so weiter. Und bin da sehr emotional, auch was so Sachen angeht. Und ich war wirklich sehr, sehr, sehr angegriffen und fertig, habe aber hinterher gemerkt, dass da, wo wir Schwäche zeigen, wo wir am Boden sind, dass wir so eine Art Schutzschild waren irgendwie auch für Menschen, weil der hat mal gehört, es haben sich Menschen bekehrt. Da habe ich mir gedacht, okay, dann ist es die ganze Sache einfach wert. Und das war so eine Erfahrung, die ich gemacht habe, wo ich sage, ja, das wird wiederkommen, weil wir jemanden haben, der Spaß dran hat, das kaputt zu machen, der uns schaden will und der stören möchte. Und letztendlich hat der Heilige Geist oder Gott einfach noch viel mehr Kraft und das hat mir das 2019er Festival einfach gezeigt. Zu wenig Leute, Ärger, Zank und trotzdem war Gott da und hat zu Menschen gesprochen und junge Menschen haben Jesus kennengelernt. Und das hat mich einfach dann auch nochmal ganz neu ermutigt, weiterzumachen. Hadi, please translate.
Okay, yeah. Back in 2019 as well. Well, there were some struggles before the festival. 2 bands pulled out shortly before. Yeah, Red pulled out, and the Righteous Vendetta, they couldn't come as well. And well, so it was really tough for us as organization team. Fabi and me and other board members, they were really stressed. And then during the festival days, 2 or 3 things happened. You know, when you have little children and they go to mom and ask her for anything and mom says no. Several children, they go to dad and ask, Dad, can I have that? And once dad says yes, well, sometimes that leads to disharmony between the parents. And that's what happened during the festival. Well, whenever you show a weakness, the devil wants to jump in and hit on your weakness so you even feel weaker. And that was what happened during the festival within the organization team. And that was, it was somehow hard, but shortly after the festival, we met and we heard of people giving back their life to Christ. We heard, especially Chaotic Resemblance, they had several talks and life-spending prayers with fans. And we heard visitors' hearts were touched and they really gave their life to Christ. And we said, well, while we were struggling with each other, the Holy Ghost was working nevertheless. And nobody of the visitors noticed that we had some hard talks with each other and we were struggling. And we met 2 weeks after the festival and we cleared everything up and we said, well, sorry if what I said in that situation hurt you. And well, we forgave each other and we once again agreed on our common goal, what the purpose of the festival is all about, and that we are a club that wants Christ-centered missionary work with music we love and, well, our visitors love as well, otherwise they wouldn't come. And that agreement, especially Christ, carrying us ever since that special meeting back in 2019. Every wound was healed and forgiveness was spoken and lived ever since. And that really has been a blessing within the organization committee.
You're listening to Backstage with Mothership on Solid Rock Radio.
What are you most excited for this year?
Petra ist die Band, die ich als 16-, 17-jähriger Junge schon gehört habe und das nochmal zu erleben, ja, doch. Und generell, dass wir einfach was machen dürfen wieder, dass wir weit über 1200 Gäste und insgesamt irgendwie 1400 Leute da haben. Das ist gerade in den Zeiten, wo andere Festivals gestorben sind, einfach auch ein kleines Wunder, dass wir die Halle so voll haben. Ich bin eher der Skeptische und der Hardy hat irgendwann mal gesagt, ja, 1200, das glaube ich. Die erreichen wir auch. Ja. Also wir haben jetzt irgendwie 1180 Karten weg und wir kommen über 1200 verkaufte Karten. Mit Abendkasse, das wird rübergehen.
Okay, first of all, Fabi mentioned Petra. He's a fan of them since he has been 16 or 17-year-old, and that's over 20 years ago in the meantime. And of course, to be able to organize a festival after 2 years of silence once again. Until now, we never sold more than 1,000 tickets. And this year we will reach more than 1,200 tickets to be sold. And with all the helpers and the staff and all the artists and their entourage, will be approximately 1,400 people in the town hall, and that's just simply awesome and exciting. To reach out to so many people is really exciting, all of us.
Genau.
To me, on the other hand, I'm honored to be the one picking up the bands at the airport. We go to the airport, Tanya and me, two of the booking team, and you, Cindy, will be the first after Convictions to land, to arrive at the airport, and then we'll go to every gate where the bands come in, and this time, for the first time, there will be little presents for the band to feel at home, and that's something that's really exciting. Be one of the first of the staff that welcomes the bands that are doing their ministry at our festival. It always feels somehow like a family meeting.
Yeah.
The bands we are honored to be hosting, not just a business partnership, but it's more, well, we all have the same father, so it's a family meeting. And especially with the protests, I love them and they love our festival. They will be at Loud and Proud for 2016, 18, 19, and 22. They were at the festival, and it's more like meeting old friends. Somehow they are the ones I'm most excited to meet again, on the one hand, and on the other hand, disciple first-timers at our festival. To me, it's awesome as well, though I saw them first 10 years ago, but never at our festival. Something bringing excitement as well, and since I know that they have a huge fan base in Germany and all over Europe, too many things I could mention that are exciting me right now. And another thing that excites me is the side stage. The intimacy of the side stage is really awesome. And that's a point where I know several people who say, well, I don't understand what 4-Star or Convictions are doing. They are too hard for some people I know. And seeing these bands at the side stage doing an acoustic session, unplugged, yeah, that's gorgeous. And that's, I know especially Toby, one of our board, he's a technician at the side stage. And he says, well, meeting between the crowd, the small crowd in that small room, and the band, the intimacy, that's really, really great. And, well, I wouldn't go that far to say we inspired many bands, but somehow more than one band that has been to our festival and playing side stage acoustic show. For example, Demon Hunter, I don't think they ever did an acoustic show before Loud and Proud Festival. But for War and Peace, they made a double show, acoustic and full show. And somehow if we can inspire the artists that are coming to our festival, that's something that we love to do. And I know As We Ascend back in 2018, they even thought of doing an acoustic CD, and they wanted to name it Our German Sessions. So that was really fun back then.
Yeah, I remember in 2019, Convictions was like, what are we going to do on the side stage? Because they're so heavy. But it was beautiful.
Definitely, yeah. 4-Star as well. They did Pina Colada on the side stage. And
Americans coming over to Loud and Proud. It's happening more often.
Yeah.
Y'all going to be ready for them next year?
Yeah, it's your marketing in the States. When we released the lineup of this year's festival, we had so many U.S. citizens commenting like, oh, can you bring this to the United States as well? And that's really, well, Fabian and I, we sometimes look at these comments and say, well, what's going up here? And sometimes we just can't believe what is happening with a lineup like that. We put all our efforts in keeping the high level we reach. In the meantime, keep it up.
Fabian, any last words? Anything else you want to share about the festival?
Möchtest du ein berühmtes letztes Wort, ein Schlusswort für dieses Interview?
Auf jeden Fall. Mein größter Wunsch ist, dass Segen auf dem Festival liegt.
Yeah, our biggest wish, and I can completely join in that wish, our biggest wish is that the festival will be a huge blessing for everyone, be it the artists, be it the crowd, the visitors, or be it the staff members.
So you book a year in advance. 2023 is almost set.
Yeah.
Are you excited for that?
Definitely, yeah. You can book your tickets. It will be awesome as well. And, well, we won't spoil any bands by now.
Not yet.
But I think we're just missing 2 or 3 and to have the lineup complete.
All right. Well, thank y'all for taking time out, because I know halfway through this we ended up having a meeting. So I know y'all have a lot to do, and even though it's middle of the afternoon for me, it's late for you guys. So I'm going to let you go. And you know what? I'll see you Thursday.
Yeah, can't wait.
See you next week. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you for listening. Stay tuned for more great music, and check out my blog page on the Solid Rock Radio website for my guests' social media links. If you've missed any of my past interviews, you can find them uploaded to podcast.solidrockradio.org. Have a wonderful week, and let's be kind to one another.